Because your mind wellness determines your physical wellness. 100%. The nutritionist can challenge me, the yoga therapist can challenge me, anybody can challenge me. But I would still say yoga or any gym activities are useless, waste of time if you don't have mental wellness.
Hey everyone, this is Bittupan here. Welcome to Mindful Talks, where I invite people from various fields like health and wellness, spirituality, and personal development to talk about their knowledge and their experiences. Today, my guest is Kalaimamani Vasantha Vaikunth, who is an Indian classical dancer, musician, author, writer, and an orator. She is a Bharatanatyam performing artist who has more than 200 shows to her credit. She learned her first dance lessons at the age of 5. But then she had a feet problem because of her bone growth, and her doctor advised her never to dance again. Because of this, her dream came to an end. But she did not lose hope. She made a comeback after 20 years and started dancing again. She visited Chennai regularly and took guidance from Padma Shri Chitra Visweswaran to pursue her career in Bharatanatyam. She gave her first performance in 1987, and she was the first NRI to perform for Doordarshan without an audition. After her amazing performance, dance organizers and producers flooded her with offers she could never refuse. She took up dance as a career and organized Festival of India in Oman for the people with special needs. She was invited to perform at various festivals of India held at France, Germany, USA and England. She became a regular feature in every festival held in India and abroad. She released her first book, Spirituality is Dance, at Chennai Music Academy and Nehru Center in 1995. She danced every year in Chennai Dance Festival for 20 years. The then governor of Maharashtra, Dr. Alexander, invited her to perform at Raj Bhavan. The governor was so moved by her dance presentation that he gave her the title Abhinaya Saraswati. The University of Tufts, USA invited her to teach at the World Dance Association and gave her the title Kala Vidhushi. But claws of destiny closed in on her when she suffered a health setback and she had to cancel all her shows. Her feet refused to move. Doctors advised her to stop dancing if she wants to live a normal life. But her spiritual guru told her to keep dancing. She prostrated in front of Lord Nataraja at Chidambaram temple and danced in front of the Sanctorium. Her feet came back to life and she started dancing again. She shared stage with renowned personalities on various occasions. In 2007, she received a special award Acharya Vipanchi, the Best Dance Teacher Award from Dr. Balamurali Krishna. Her achievement in art made her win the most prestigious award, Kalaimamani, Gem of All Arts, from Government of Tamil Nadu, presented by Dr. Barnala, Government of Tamil Nadu, and Dr. Karunanidhi, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. She has engaged herself in giving extensive lectures on practical applications of our ancient scriptures in the present world for the past 30 years. Now she is fulfilling her real purpose in life through her online NGO called lifeliving.org that extends emotional support to people. She runs mental wellness programs in Ramaya Institute of Technology, Chennai IIT, and corporates like Reliance, Accenture, Fidelity, and many others. Let's talk to her about the importance of the mind management, how to keep the mind and the body healthy, and a lot more about the mind. I'm excited to talk to her. Let's get started. Namaste, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining. So glad to have you on my show. How are you doing, ma'am?
I am good. Thank you for making me part of your mindful talks.
My pleasure, ma'am.
It's very interesting for me and it's my forte. So I hope I'll do my best. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And there are so many things that we can talk about. And I was wondering what to talk about. Then I thought, let's talk about the supercomputer that we all humans have, which is called the mind. So I think that will be an interesting topic to talk about. And the first question that I want to know from you about the mind is that nowadays life is so comfortable. I mean, compared to a couple of years back, and life is so easy nowadays, but still, why are depression rates increasing? As per studies, actually, people are suffering more depression nowadays, especially at a young age. So what do you think is the reason? Why is depression increasing, ma'am?
Uh, well, it's a good question because I always address this in the colleges. And I feel mind, first of all, mind, you should not think of it as an organ. It's not an organ.
Right.
It is a collection of thoughts which you have collected over time.
Yes.
So your beliefs, your concepts, your perceptions, gets stored as data in the computer, as you yourself refer to it as computer. So at the same time, we place our beliefs that money, power, fame, and name brings us, gives us a high and big success in life. I'm not denying this fact. Money is important, power is important to play the game in this today's world, and fame fans your ego, so that is also important. But remember, if all this is true, then how do I explain that famous actors, famous actresses, and the famous politicians kill themselves? But they have it all. So that should set us thinking that money or success or fame is not going to give you that wholesome feeling of existence. And there is something called, I would say, living with yourself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Which we find it very difficult in today's world, because if I'm alone in my room, I still need my phone or I need my television. If there's nothing is there, I need to nibble something. You know, like I can't just stay with myself. So which means obviously I'm not comfortable with myself. And that demand, and you know, when living with yourself demands a lot of ethics, compassion, and happiness, and living in the moment. Now, none of these things we are able to do today, because not that we can't, but we have not applied ourselves to it. So people get addicted to emotional burden. Like, you know, when I hit my head on the pillow, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. But still, I cannot sleep unless I have some stress, because I'm addicted to that stress. You know, either it's a family stress. Yes, it's either a family stress or it's an official stress, corporate stress, schools, or whatever it is. But I need something. You see, I have fed my mind with that kind of data. So this gives rise to depression. And why a depression? Because your mind goes into conflict. Because you know that happiness is what I'm looking for, but I'm not working towards that. I'm actually working towards depression. Right? So automatically me as a person will always wonder, what the hell am I doing? You know, and you raise your own expectations without knowing your capabilities. You feel that, okay, if I buy for example, if I buy a Mercedes Benz, then I can be very happy. Yes, you can be, but your happiness lasts for a few days, or few weeks, or few years.
Because it depends on the Mercedes, right?
No, the Mercedes is fine, but you're not fine.
Yeah.
Money is fine. I mean, having money has nothing to do with this. Because money is money, right? How you use it and how much value you give it to that material thing determines your happiness. I think so.
Right, very true. So seeking for happiness is not wrong. So what do we mean is that, attaching our happiness with something else external to us is what is making us depressed nowadays.
Obsession. I would say even attaching without attachment, you can't survive, because I'm talking my ancient scriptures in relevance to today's world. Because even our ancient scriptures, they tell you that attachment is not wrong. Desire is not wrong. It's a very false interpretations that people have given, but that's not true. But what is bothering you is that kind of binding attachment. For example, I have, I have bank balance, certain amount of money, and having a bank balance is a normal thing. There's nothing wrong in it. But if I'm constantly thinking about that bank balance and not enjoying my life right now, that becomes a binding desire for you. Because without so much of bank balance, I cannot be happy. I cannot be happy without my house. I cannot be happy without this. I cannot be happy without my friends. In today's world, that kind of lack of resilience and lack of tolerance, patience, I would say, is what is bothering the society.
So then, ma'am, next question is how to be happy with ourselves. So does meditation help? What do you have to say about meditation?
I would say that there is nothing like meditation, really speaking,
Hmm.
because what my question is, what do you meditate on?
Okay.
What
Got
do you
it.
meditate on? You have no answer.
Hmm.
Some saints will say, you meditate on this light, you meditate on me, you meditate on this, meditate on that, but that doesn't work. Because
Okay.
what really happens is that your pursuit falls, your whole life pursuit, like what we call it, the four pursuits of life, purusharthas. When
Hmm.
you pursue that, you automatically fall into a meditative state. For example,
Hmm.
like you take a child, for example,
Okay.
and you buy him toys, you buy him all the stuff that he wants, and he plays with those toys, but does he feel attached to it when he becomes a teenager? No, the attention
True.
shifts,
Yes.
right? So that cannot give you a permanent happiness.
Hmm.
That cannot give you a permanent satisfaction.
Got it.
So what I call is it's a pursuit of life.
Okay.
So he gets exhausted with the toys, and you and I, after living our lives,
Hmm.
we automatically get exhausted.
Hmm.
We don't need the things that we used to need. See what I
Good.
mean? And accept
Hmm.
it. What happens in today's world is not people are not accepting it. Like I'll give you another example. Like women who are mother-in-laws, or in that kind of relationship,
Hmm.
they must be obviously 65 plus or
Hmm.
something.
Yes.
Odd numbers.
Hmm.
Nowadays, of course, age is only a number, but
Hmm.
still, that feeling that I have to let go.
Okay.
You know,
Hmm.
I just need to let go of the things that I have already enjoyed.
Okay.
Now, for my son has grown up. He's become older, and he's going to experience his life. So let me step back and watch him. And where he needs support, I shall give it to him.
Hmm.
But what happens is I cannot let go of anything. Those kind of binding relationships, that is what is causing the problem. And for this problem, the meditation is the last stage of life.
Okay.
Not life meaning, I'm not saying after 80. You can start meditating even when you're 15.
Hmm.
But you have to understand, you have to be aware of your life before you actually sit for meditation. And
Okay.
I don't think meditation is something that can be taught. That's my personal opinion. I mean, I can teach you by saying keep your
Hmm.
posture straight, and all those physical conditioning. I can teach you, but
Hmm.
I cannot work on your mind. Your working on your
Exactly.
mind has to be done by you.
Exactly. Right.
So I only help you to get there.
So that's actually true. If you go to YouTube or Google and find out how to meditate, especially nowadays, youngsters are looking out for this topic a lot. There are a lot of people saying all different things about meditation. And some say you should focus on your breath continuously. I think that is also not wrong. But again, meditation means not the art of not doing. Am I correct? The art of not doing
Yeah,
anything.
meditation is not
It's,
like that. I mean,
uh,
I run an NGO called lifeandliving.org, which is mainly for youngsters.
yes.
And I get half a dozen
Uh,
calls every day asking me various questions and various problems to counsel. And most of them are confused. I feel
hmm,
very bad for them.
yes.
I really feel I could extend my help and reach out to every human being on this
Hmm,
earth, which is tough for me. But whatever little way, I try to tell them that please don't go into the areas that you don't know. You understand? You somehow, some people have said that meditation helps,
hmm,
you know, and they say that meditation means calming your mind. So
hmm.
when my mind is racing, and you know what is the rate at which your conscious mind races? It is 400 crores watts. The scientifically it is proved.
Wow.
So
Hmm,
you think, is it possible for me to control that 400 crore watts? Not
hmm,
possible. Even for me, it is not possible.
hmm,
But I still meditate, leaving the thoughts behind. Now, that
hmm.
is a exercise that comes with Shraddha, and that also comes with practice. For
Got it.
everything there is an abhyasa, right? There is
Yes.
everything has to go through the process, and that process we are not able to go through. We feel that some Swamiji said that please come, I'll teach you how to meditate. People run. You see what I mean?
Yes.
And they say, oh, I'll show you the way to liberation. First of all, I have to ask myself, do I want liberation at all?
Exactly.
No, that is a question that I have to ask myself. And unless I get the answer for that, what's the point of meditating? And meditate on what?
Exactly. Got it. Got your point, ma'am.
Mhm.
Then I will talk about the emotions now, because emotions play a big role in creating our life, shaping our life. Especially negative emotions like anger, fear, jealousy, and all.
Yes.
They keep us in a very low vibration. If we are angry all the time, we are always in low vibration. So,
Yeah.
can you tell the viewers what happens when we spend most of our time in a low vibration energy like anger, angry, or jealousy, fear, and all? So, what happens? How does it affect our life?
Actually, the fear and anger is on high frequency,
Okay,
the
okay, it's the
highest
other way.
frequency. Yeah,
Okay.
because I tell you why. Again, the anger comes, anger and fear are the typical viruses in the modern society. You don't need external virus. That is the virus. And anger comes out of things not happening your way, which means you have not understood the world at all.
Very
The
nice.
world does not, it doesn't happen your way all the
Right.
time.
Yes.
Okay. There is some cosmic, some kind of a cause effect, and you're part of that cause and effect. And also, like, the society has become so, so full of competition and also comparisons. And your social media has not helped this much because there is, when I'm at home, like when we grew up, I never had social media. But we used to compare ourselves with maybe our immediate neighbors or maybe our immediate cousins. But that's
Right.
not the world, okay? That's a very small portion of thing. And that gave us a healthy way of working through our life. But today's world is that I am competing with people I don't even know. And I'm
Yes.
competing with strangers who are probably lying out there, you know they're not
Very-
even telling you the truth. So the
Yes.
anger, immediately, you start feeling that, I'm not good enough. I am insecure.
Right.
All these jargons you create in your head by yourself. And fear is fear of losing material things and relationships. Losing your money is not in your control. And losing a relationship is not in your control. So instead of understanding and becoming aware of that life, there becomes a lack of confidence and low self esteem. And this low self esteem comes from comparisons and rejection by the society, the fear of getting rejected.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Right.
So, the whole you're investing. Actually, you're investing your entire being into something that's completely false. So your anger is also is false. It's
Right.
delusional, actually. So anger also physically kicks your hormonal imbalance. It does
True.
because immediately your blood pressure goes up because the body has only so much capacity. So when the body
Yes.
goes on a high, not on a positive way, in a negative way, so the negative emotions the body cannot take beyond a
Right.
point. So the body settles, but your mind does not settle.
Yes.
So the
Yes.
fear leads to depression and also nervousness. And
Right.
the entire thing, imagine I'm basing it all on something which is not true. Even if there is 1.1% of truth in it, I would recommend something, but there is no truth. It's delusional, actually.
Right. Very true.
Yes.
So you spoke about the hormonal imbalance that's being created because of our emotion, which is anger. So
Yes.
I understand this because the mind and body are completely connected. I especially tell my clients a lot about this. So can you talk more about the mind and body connection?
Oh, yes, because I mean, there's no question that it's not connected. What, like they say, what you think, so you become.
Yes, right.
Okay. Because that is a natural process.
Mm,
Absolutely a natural process.
right.
To explain this, I'll give you a small example. There was this milkman, okay,
Okay.
ordinary milkman,
Okay.
and he wanted to go to the Himalayas
Mm,
and he wanted to act like a saint. He said, I want to become a saint. Like,
okay.
if people can become a saint, why not I?
Mm,
So he went to a saint and asked him, what do I do? He
okay.
said, please go and sit in the caves and
Okay.
think of something that you love most.
Okay.
Okay. So he
Mm,
said, all right. So he went inside the cave. He thought about something that he loves most.
mm,
And then he could not achieve anything. So he comes back again and he asks the saint again. He says, no, go back. You're not ready.
mm,
So he goes back and then he does a longer period of time. And then he he's unable to come out of the cave.
okay.
And he thought that he has attained some salvation. But actually, he found out that he developed horns,
Oh,
which was
okay.
not allowing him to come out of the cave.
Oh,
So then the Swamiji said, this is what I said, because all along you thought of your cows, your buffaloes, and the milk.
mm.
So you have become that. So what you
Okay.
think, you
You
become
become.
that. Yeah, so there's a story like this, and I heard in Rishikesh. So I
Okay.
thought I'll share it with you because if I think, why do we say, when I tell the youngsters, especially when they call me, I tell them that first stop thinking negative, you
Yes.
know, don't put your fear in the front. When the negative happens, let's handle it.
Mm,
But right now, please don't think negative. Then they shout at me. They said, ma'am, how can you say that? Because this is definitely going to happen. I said, let it happen. Then we'll face it. But why think about it? So I said, your thinking process pushes your body also to act in a negative manner
right.
because your body language changes.
Mm,
Like, it's very simple. Suppose you're angry with somebody and that somebody walks into your room. Of course, your body language changes because you don't want to see that person at all. And that is one way. And the second way is that just like, you give your blood samples when
mm,
you're sick, when you're
yes.
ill.
Mm,
I mean, you know very well that there's some problem is there, so I have to go and ask the doctor,
mm,
and the doctor recommends your blood test, and then he figures out what's wrong, and then he recommends certain kind of medication.
mm,
My question is like I am doing that for my body, right? And nowadays I'm using a lot of laptop and mobile phones and stuff, so I delete the data that I don't need because I feel my laptop is going to explode or I'm going to catch virus. So I'm aware of all this. But my question is that your mind, which is so important, because your mind wellness determines your physical wellness. 100%. The nutritionist can challenge me, the yoga therapist can challenge me, anybody can challenge me. But I would still say that yoga or any gym activities or any of these things are useless, waste of time if you don't have mental wellness. And what is that mental wellness? Is deleting the unproductive thoughts from your head.
mm,
Simple as that. I mean, it's not a rocket science for us. It's just matter of like how you sit and delete all the things from your computer. Sit by yourself. That's why I said in the beginning, please learn how to live with yourself. That's so
right.
important. Like that you make friends with yourself first, then you start making friends with others. So,
Mm,
and for that, I need to be well mentally. And when I say mentally well, I have to learn to accept the two sides of the coin. One is pain, one is pleasure,
mm,
one is happiness, one is unhappiness, one is love, one is hatred, one is like and one dislike. That's going to come. When there is a sunrise, the sun has to, I mean, sun doesn't set, but the earth goes around the sun,
Hmm.
but I'm aware of that fact that the earth goes around the sun, but I still say there's sunrise and sunsets.
Hmm.
And when the sun sets, the sun has to rise again. Why can't we understand as human beings these simple things? My question is that.
Right, ma'am, and very nicely put. And I also keep telling that our mental wellness shapes our physical body. But I like the way you challenge everybody, especially the nutritionist and everybody. That I like the way you have put it. Now, let me ask something the other way around. We know that now the mind has a effect on the body. Now, what is the effect because of something that we do on the body which has effect on the mind? For example, creative activities like we send children in school for music school and for sports and all. That has a lot of effect on the mind. And you are a dancer, so
Yeah.
especially about dance, I want to know what is the effect of dance on the mind.
I could talk about this for days because that's my forte. And then I have done it recently. I did a talk on dance that heals. Maybe I'll just send you a private video. You can check on
Please,
that.
please.
But having said that, dance is not, I'm not talking about any kind of dance. Any kind of dance is good
Yeah.
for ordinal effect.
Huh.
But our classical fine arts, the classical way of dancing
Hmm.
was, is something different because it is a combination of your mind, body, and your soul and your emotions. Because
Hmm.
unless I collect all this, I cannot put them together.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Right.
in the ancient Vedas, it is very clearly said that this kind of dance, this kind of postures, where the yoga has also derived his inspiration from, you can say both ways. When the dance has derived from there, the yoga is also derived from there, because we have total 108 kind of postures and dance which
Okay.
we do. And they are called dynamic movements.
Okay.
And when you do this, really speaking, what it does, what it did to me, it healed my body. I'm
Hmm.
not joking.
Okay.
I used to suffer from severe lower back pain, and also I used to suffer from foot pain, which used to swell up.
Hmm.
But I was determined. I said, I am going to dance forever. I made up my mind. And the day I made up my mind and I started, till today, by God's grace, I don't have anything. I still do it. That has healed me, definitely. And one more thing, what is important is the cleaning of your different energy levels.
Okay.
That happens. You see, there are seven energy levels that you know of, but actually there are 108 nerve points in the body.
Yes.
But let me not go into the details of that. But the seven chakras, or I would put it as five chakras, because the sixth and the seventh are very spiritual kind of levels. And the five chakras, the five elements of nature, are embedded in your body, in your energy. And what this dance and music, especially, they do is that they invoke that energy,
Okay.
because the swaras in the music, there are swarams. Like, I'm not only talking about Indian music, I'm talking about Western music, and any kind of music must have a tone. I mean, we call it swaras, they call it notes. So
I
that
understand
without
that
that
because
note, yeah.
I'm a tabla player actually. When I was a
Oh,
child, I used to.
lovely. Then
Yes,
you know
yes.
everything what
And
I'm talking about.
in fact, my father is a musician. He is a classical musician, and he
Oh,
even used to play
lovely.
tabla. But nowadays, I'm kind of little away from this music world. Then I used to play drums also, tabla drums both.
Yeah, that's
But
awesome.
I understand this swara and all the tal and all. But still, yeah, please continue. I like it.
Yeah, no, that invokes your chakras, that
Uh,
invokes your energy levels, and takes you to a higher state of life where your negative main thing is where your negative emotions die.
uh,
You understand? I'm not talking about high funda like liberation, moksha. No, I'm talking about the basic thing, what it does to you. It
Hmm.
kills your negative emotions because there
Hmm.
is a kind of happiness that comes in yourself, and also your cognitive energy, your cognitive mind, your
Hmm.
creative mind gets tapped.
Right.
See, when the creative mind gets tapped, then all your mundane emotions go down. You see? So
Hmm.
you're on a different level.
Right.
So that's an amazing art. Of course, dance, of course, is even one step more because it involves your body. And we do the mathematics in our head with the talam.
Hmm.
So, I mean, you know better.
No, I don't know better, but yes, I do like researching about these things a lot on YouTube.
Yes.
I mean,
No,
there is,
I'll surely send you the video which I just gave a week
yeah,
ago.
please, please.
Yeah, you like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be interested actually. Nowadays, whenever I'm free, I don't spend time on anything else apart from doing research on these ancient wisdom.
Ancient things.
Yes, yes, and there is so much information available. Actually, we can learn a lot from the internet. But
Yeah.
uh, the
No,
other
not on the
pro.
internet. I will get you. I also give knowledge and wisdom on Bhagavad Gita and
Hmm.
Vedanta on online, like on WhatsApp groups.
Oh, please,
So,
please do
which is
that.
exclusively for this, so that
Oh,
whenever you get time, you can read and absorb. And it's
hmm.
meant for basic people. That's fine.
That will be nice actually. But I want to know, why are people not really taking interest in all these subjects nowadays? Is it? Do you think is it because there are a lot of other kind of information available on the internet nowadays, like TikTok videos, funny videos, pranks, and all? So
Yeah,
that's
they are
why,
distractions. They are
yes,
nothing
because
but
of distractions.
they are distractions because somewhere somebody out there is marketing for
Hmm.
you. So, and they want you to fall for that. But you check with all these Google guys, they don't allow their children to even Google. I think you
I know
must have
that.
seen that
Yes,
movie.
yes.
Yeah, which
The
talks
social
about,
dilemma.
yes,
Social
social
dilemma. Yeah,
dilemma.
I've seen
Yes,
that. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
actually, they are encashing on your mental weakness. You know,
Hmm.
because that's one thing. And second thing is, uh, I feel parenting in today's world is also a bit responsible for this, because I
Hmm.
think the parents are also eager to compete on a different level, on material level, and they want their children, everybody to go to Harvard, everybody to go to Yale, and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So there's a lot of pressure for the parents and for the children. So where is the time for them to encourage? Although, having said
Hmm.
that, they keep sending them to different classes.
Hmm.
But do they
Right.
even know what they are doing in those classes?
Uh,
They don't know. They
right.
feel that they are kept engaged. But
Hmm.
engaged in what way? And
Right.
that doesn't mean that you go and question your teacher every day what my whether my child has
Hmm.
made the progress, because that's not the way the classical art works. But
Hmm.
I think there is a methodology in madness today. With this marketing business and advertising. So you have to understand that somebody is trying to encash on your mind.
Right. Very nicely put. Somebody's trying to encash on your mind,
Yeah.
because this is the product. That's what, the mind is the product.
I mean, your mind tells you that, oh, I need it. Actually, you
Right.
don't need it.
Very nice. Okay, and my last question is, exercise is good for the body. We know that we should do some physical activities to keep the body in a good health. We should do some physical activities on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So to keep the mind in good health, uh, what can people do on a daily basis? Some basic things. I'm not talking about deep meditation or anything so complicated, but something on a daily basis that they can do to keep their mind healthy. What do you suggest?
Yeah. Very simple. The easiest and the simple thing is that just like you have your shower every day
Hmm.
and you eat your food every day,
Hmm.
please remember your thoughts are yours. Your thoughts are not
Nice.
mine, right? So
Nice.
you have to do something for your thoughts. So you
Okay.
have to sit every day You can sit on your bed, you can sit or relax, relaxing chair, lazy boy, whatever it is. But sit by yourself
Hmm.
for 5 minutes.
Hmm.
5 minutes. Either you close your eyes or you don't close your eyes, but just sit there alone and without any distractions. Put off your
Hmm.
phones and start introspecting on on the day's activity,
Hmm.
your
Nice.
dialogues, your conversations, and where you felt that you went wrong. Because
Hmm.
there's nothing wrong in accepting to yourself, right? Oh,
Hmm.
I made this mistake. And I tell you, within few days, you will see a miraculous change in your life and in your
Right.
attitude to the world.
Hmm.
Because this is the first step towards meditation. Because you learn to accept yourself. Because I'm not a perfect person, right? But because I'm not perfect, that's what makes my life interesting. Because that's
Yes.
what makes me learn.
Hmm.
So
Right.
what is happening in today's world is nobody wants to learn anything. They feel that they know everything. You see,
It's a
and if
very
they
big
feel they
problem.
don't know anything, they can check on the Google Guru.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, that Google Guru is also very inadequate. When you really go through the Google, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. So what is important is stay with yourself. I'm asking you to stay with yourself for 5 minutes. I mean, in 24 hours, 5 minutes is not much.
In 24 hours, 1 hour is only 4%. 4% of the
Exactly. I'm
day.
asking only 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It's very simple actually, but people don't do. They have to. If you actually do not
But
have 5 minutes,
unless you work on it, nothing is possible, right?
exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if you want to make money, you need to know your share market. Unless you
Right.
know your share bazaar, unless you know the market news, you can't make money.
Or put it in other way is that time is your money. So you are spending
Yes,
money on everything else. If you cannot spend less than 1% on yourself, then
yes.
the life, meaning of life will be, there is no meaning in life, right? So do you have to
Oh,
spend that much time?
absolutely.
Yeah,
And a
nice.
physical activity is very important.
Hmm.
And I would put it this way that even your physical activity in terms of gymming, all that is fine, but they're all structured.
Hmm.
But you know that the actual happiness and the actual therapeutic effect comes from your housework, from your normal work. You just get the bag, run down and get the bag of milk,
Hmm.
or you just put your clothes for washing,
Clean the house.
or you do your dishes.
Hmm.
I'm telling you that is not only therapeutic, but that's a great physical activity,
Nice.
which nobody wants to do.
Very true. Okay. Fine then, ma'am. It was really great talking to you, ma'am. This talk was very interesting, and especially the mind topic is very interesting for me. And I think viewers will
Thank
get a
you.
lot of wisdom. So, thank you so much for joining. I'm really glad to have you on my show. Then, thank you
Oh,
so much.
thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your board, and hope to see you again. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Namaste.